Never worry about criticism. Embrace it. Criticism is one of the most revealing things you will ever encounter in life. Most people see criticism as something negative, something to avoid, or something that means they have done something wrong. I see it differently. Criticism is information. It tells you who people really are. When someone criticizes you, they are showing you their character, their mindset, and often their insecurities. Some people criticize because they truly want to help improve something. Those people are rare, and when you find them, you should value them. Constructive criticism can sharpen ideas, strengthen plans, and improve performance. But most criticism doesn't come from builders. It comes from spectators, people who spend their time achieving, building businesses, creating ideas, training dogs, writing books, raising families, or solving real problems usually do not spend much time tearing others down. They are too busy working. They understand how hard it is to accomplish something, and that understanding creates respect. Critics, on the other hand, often live in a different world. Their energy is not spent building. Their energy is spent observing, judging, and commenting. They sit on the sidelines analyzing what someone else is doing rather than stepping into the arena themselves. And the truth is simple. It is easy to criticize what you are not trying to accomplish. When someone attempts to criticize you to hurt you, embarrass you, or make you look bad, they are revealing more about themselves than about you. Their criticism is not about improvement. It is about insecurity, jealousy, or frustration. People who are unhappy often try to make others unhappy. People who feel stuck often criticize people who are moving forward. People who doubt themselves often try to create doubt in others. That is why criticism can actually be useful. It helps you identify the people who should not be trusted. It helps you see who celebrates success and who resents it. It helps you separate the problem solvers from the professional complainers. Good people solve problems. Critics simply talk about them. Think about the difference. A good person sees a challenge and asks, "How can we fix this?" A critic sees the same challenge and says, "Let me explain why this won't work." One builds, the other comments. One creates progress, the other creates noise. Over time, you begin to see a pattern. The people who constantly criticize are rarely producing anything meaningful themselves. They become experts at pointing out flaws while contributing very little to solutions. And ironically, their criticism often grows louder when someone is actually succeeding. Success attracts critics the way light attracts insects. When you are doing nothing, very few people care. But when you begin to accomplish something, write a book, build a business, train great dogs, help people, or speak your mind, you suddenly become visible. Visibility attracts opinions. Some people will applaud, some will support, and some will criticize. But the criticism is actually proof that you are doing something that matters enough to be noticed. No one criticizes someone who is doing nothing. So instead of fearing criticism, learn to welcome it. Listen carefully to the rare person who offers thoughtful advice intended to improve your work. Those individuals are valuable. They help sharpen your thinking and raise your standards. But ignore the noise from those whose criticism is simply an attempt to wound or embarrass. Those voices come from a place of misery, and misery loves company. Critics often carry their own frustrations, dreams they never pursued, ideas they never built, risks they were afraid to take. Watching someone else pursue goals reminds them of what they never attempted, so criticism becomes their defense mechanism. But you cannot build a meaningful life while worrying about the opinions of people who refuse to build one themselves. The builders of the world understand something important. Progress requires courage. Progress requires mistakes. Progress requires trying things that might not work. Anyone who creates anything meaningful, an invention, a business, a book, a training system, a new idea, will face criticism along the way. It is simply part of the process. The key is learning to keep moving forward anyway. Let critics talk, let them analyze, let them complain. While they are busy doing that, you can continue doing what matters, creating, improving, and achieving. Eventually, something interesting happens. The people who spend their lives criticizing are still criticizing years later. The people who spend their lives building are the ones who change the world around them. So never worry about criticism. Embrace it. It is one of the clearest signals you will ever receive about who people really are. It shows you who supports progress. It shows you who fears it. It shows you who believes in improvement. And it shows you who simply enjoys their own misery. Keep your focus on building. Let critics keep their hobby. You have work to do.